Here in the Sportsocracy, this is ESPN Asheville. Think it could be a good move for both. We'll just have to wait and see how the product is affected on both sides.
But it's draftmas season.
It is draftmas season, and it's time to talk some draft needs. We're going through each and every team here on the program to talk about what they need to pick up in the 2023 NFL Draft, and the Baltimore Ravens. They're in a position where I don't really know where you're going to go at this point.
I don't either. I feel like you have overplayed your hand and overplayed your hand and overplayed your hand. And now I'm looking at a really good roster with one gigantic question mark. I'm looking at their all-22 right now, and it looks like the Joker or the Riddler got a hold of it. There's just a big old question mark right behind that center with the one who shall not be named.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to the program, the name of the current Baltimore Ravens quarterback is on conversation probation, and so we shan't say it until
something
a movement
gets done.
has come afoot.
Right. And until that happens, until you know where you're going to go, it's really just like throwing darts at a board to figure out what they're going to do. I mean, in the latest mock draft, Jeremy had them, working out a trade with Tennessee to get an extra first-round draft pick and then moving up to 3 to get a quarterback. I don't know that I see that happening, though.
I mean, it's one of the ranges of outcomes for them. I mean, you can make it work with he who shall not be named. I don't see a path that they go into the 2023 season with Tyler Huntley. I don't. It's either one of these top 4 quarterbacks, and by top 4, I mean the latter 2, or Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from there's not a lot of holes on this roster. I mean, I would love for you to add an edge guy. I feel like you need a legit receiver, and I've thought that forever. Forever. And I love Zay Flowers here. I think he's a perfect fit with what they're trying to do. But then you even look at the dichotomy of the two teams here. All right, if you have number 8, then that makes sense to go get Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then look how much that changes your draft strategy. Now, if you're stuck at 22, you can't do anything. Nobody will make the move, whatever the case may be. Are you really going to draft a receiver to try to prop up Tyler Huntley?
I mean, I feel like I feel like that becomes an even bigger need.
I don't, because I don't think anything changes. Mediocre quarterback, if you put Jerry Rice and Calvin Johnson around them, I mean, do they become Pro Bowlers?
No, but he's already been a Pro Bowler. No, I think that makes it an even bigger need. If you have a mediocre quarterback or an unproven quarterback, you want to surround him with the best weapons possible.
He can't throw to what you already have. I mean, am I really going to use more draft capital, or does this become a defensive first team all over again, the way it was in the early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you have now gotten to a point of, okay, you got to do something. This is the reason we were trying to spur about something like we did with the other quarterback who's on conversation probation.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do something. And now I'm hearing more and more of this could carry on past the draft, which is really? You're going to go into the biggest part of your offseason to acquire talent, having absolutely no idea what you're doing at quarterback. I struggle to believe that.
So what breaks? That's the question. What side breaks first?
I don't know.
It won't be
thought
Lamar.
I had a really good read on this, and I'm not so sure.
It will not be Lamar.
I'm not sure you're right.
The only way to solve this, I think, is for Baltimore to give him what he wants.
Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, if that's what he's waiting on, good luck. You may never play again.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a standoff that they do until I'm AARP age. So I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know if that little voice of reason is there, though. If that spot would usually be filled by an agent to go, hey, you need to take this deal.
Oh, yeah, because agents never say dumb things like, hey, we're not going to work out with a team outside of the top 10.
But do you not agree?
No, I don't at all.
Really?
I don't think there's a person on this planet that could convince he who shall not be named that he's not right. I think that's where we've gotten to an impasse here where we've never been before. Because the thing that bothers me about Baltimore is I don't look at Green Bay and see Super Bowl roster. Do you?
No.
I don't see a Super Bowl roster with Aaron or without him.
No, absolutely not.
I do see a potential of a Super Bowl roster here. If I got 17 games out of my quarterback, I see a roster here that could be that good.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Without him, this is one of the 4 worst teams in the AFC. That's how big of a swing there is. And so it changes so many things that I can't believe you're not going to do something to throw the stick in the bicycle tire here. Okay, we can't go on any further. We got to know one way or the other. And now there are rumors that Tennessee is looking at moving up to 3. Lying season, always believe things only but so far.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of what else does this team need, I would really like for you to bring back Marcus Peters. And he still hasn't signed anywhere, so don't find that to be ironic.
Right. So,
I mean, your biggest need's a receiver regardless.
Well, and I agree there. I mean, are you adding anything to the backfield? Are you tired of this little revolving door of injuries that we've had?
No, this is what they do. The Baltimore Ravens will have 4 running backs on the roster at any given time. I've long said I won't be shocked if Ezekiel Elliott winds up in that backfield. Wouldn't surprise me. Tell me this wouldn't be the most Baltimore Raven thing you've ever seen. They convince him to take a $2 million deal to be the 3rd running back that they play around the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that. I think they need to add an edge because I like Odefeola.
Yeah.
I feel like you need somebody else. I like Tyus Bowser. But if you're not going to bring back Marcus Peters, that secondary is not going to be as good as it was, and there were times that it wasn't particularly good last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is too smart of a team to be in the position they're in right now. That's the number one thing that keeps rattling around my brain every time the Baltimore Ravens come up. You are too smart to be where you are right now. And at some point, I don't know how it breaks. You ask me what breaks. I have no clue.
Yep.
Something's gonna. Teams this good, that are run this well from the top down, do not end up in situations like this. I hate to take a shot at my own team. The New York Jets end up in situations like this. So I feel like the dam is going to break one way or the other, and we'll have a resolution there. And you either got to make a move for a quarterback or try to mend fences with the one you got now.
And as well built as Baltimore is, other than the quarterback, I could still see this team being competitive, but being competitive in the AFC, I mean, that makes you not a playoff team. That makes you outside of the playoffs by a game, maybe 2.
Oh, I'm not even sure it's that close.
Really?
I'm not even sure it's that close. If you told me it was Tyler Huntley or Hendon Hooker or one of the quarterbacks I've heard attached to them, yeah, that team's 5-12. That's how good the AFC is. I'm not taking a shot. I just told you how good I think the roster is.
Mm-hmm.
That is how big of a swing this is, which is why it will get resolved one way or the other.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. When we come back from the break, it'll be time for Jeremy's banger of the night. We got the national championship game, UConn versus San Diego State. We'll see where Jeremy's leaning on this one.